I'm here to give you some tips on how to successfully use KCRIO right out of the box when you grab up this new keratin complex smoothing treatment, innovative spray application, very easy to use, but I want to give you some step-by-step pro tips on how to be successful every single time you use this treatment on a client. KCRIO is a 3-step treatment. It comes with a KCRIO pre-treatment shampoo, the KCRIO Restorative Keratin Treatment, and the KCRIO Reconstruction Mask. Each of these products has a step within the protocols to be able to get the results of that ultimate smooth, that sleekness, and strong texture reduction that you can get with KCRIO. So let's go step by step as we walk through the protocols of KCRIO. First, you're going to shampoo twice with the KCRIO pre-treatment shampoo. This is going to get the hair ready for the uptake of that keratin, of the muru butter, of the creatine, and the signature keratin that is in KCRIO. So, 2 shampoos. 1 shampoo to remove the debris, 2nd shampoo to really prep the hair and pH balance the hair for the uptake of the treatment. Once that is done, you're going to towel dry, bring the client back to your chair, and do 100% hand blow dry, just using your hands to really kind of give it a rough dry to get ready for the application of KCRIO. So once the hair is 100% dry, we are going to then put on our gloves, section your client out into 4 subsections, and get ready for this cool, fast, easy, innovative spray application that KCRIO has within its treatment protocol to really kind of keep things moving and really get a efficient, fast application every single time. So KCRIO comes in a 60-ounce kit that comes with a 60-ounce pre-treatment shampoo, 2 8-ounce spray application bottles of our KCRIO keratin treatment, and then a 60-ounce reconstruction mask, the KCRIO reconstruction mask. So once you have your client sectioned out into 4 sections, what we're going to do is we're going to take 1-inch subsections. For the process of showing you this application, I'm starting in the front, but with KCRIO, you would start in the back, work your way towards the front as you are applying this treatment. So, a couple of cool things about KCRIO that we are super excited about is this spray application technique. You're going to shake the bottle, and what you're going to do is take 1-inch subsections, and you're going to place that section in your hand and almost cup your hand. So, what I like to say is place your index finger right up against the scalp. We are not going to spray in the area near the scalp. What we're going to do is start our spray about a inch down from the hair. So if I'm hitting my hand right on the scalp with that index finger, you notice that my index finger is naturally sitting about 1 inch down from that base of the hair. What I'm going to do is I am going to now take my KCRIO treatment spray, and what I'm going to do is start spraying right on my hand in my cupped hand and start spraying down the hair, but not spraying on the ends. Then I'm going to take my hands and emulsify that product into the hair prior to combing. What you're going to notice is a little bit of a foaming action as you move that treatment through the section. That's going to allow that rapid penetration of our treatment into the hair. Very quick, very easy. I'm going to start on the ends and start marrying that product throughout that section, really getting that distribution done, and then I'm going to lay it just straight down like that. Show you again. 1-inch subsections. Very easy, very quick. We're looking at about maybe just a couple of inches away from the hand. This is not a kind of an aerosol kind of spray pattern. This is a stream spray, but what that does is it allows you to aim that treatment right into the palm of your hand to really get the maximum saturation, distribution, and penetration of this treatment. So starting right on the top of my hand, I'm going to start spraying down, not spraying right onto the ends, and then I am going to emulsify that treatment into the hair. Then I'm going to take my comb it, and what I'm going to do with that comb is I'm actually bringing some of that product up and hitting that 1-inch section up above to make sure that we get treatment all the way through and get that just perfect application every single time. One more time. The great thing about this is there's no bowl, there's no brush, it's just your hand, the treatment spray, and a comb to really get through this application very quickly. I place my index right at the base of the hair, right on the scalp, and then I start right at the top of my hand and start spraying down. On average, you're going to be about 4 to 5 sprays per section, depending on the length of the hair. You notice that this mannequin I'm working on is working on that maybe kind of medium length hair. So that 4 to 5 sprays is perfect for that length of hair. If the hair is a little longer, of course, we're going to spray all the way down, but do not spray on the ends. This is because of the rapid penetration. We want to distribute that treatment through the hair with the comb, and you're going to notice the ends are going to get some of that treatment. We just don't need to oversaturate the ends with this specific KCRIO treatment. One more section. A couple of tips that can really start you off on the right path when you get into some of these bigger areas up, or wider areas, is to maybe split those areas in half to where you can see that the amount of hair in the palm of your hand, to where you can cup it to avoid any type of splashing, or you can really kind of take that spray and put it right where it's needed on the hair to really get the best application every single time. So I place my index finger right up, and I'm going to start at the top of my hand, start spraying down, not spraying on the ends, and then I'm going to emulsify that treatment within. And the foaming action almost looks like a soapy residue on the hair, and that's really where that air is mixing in with the treatment to really allow that rapid penetration of the treatment into the hair strands, every single hair strand, right off the bat, to where we're going to be able to get this treatment applied and quickly start that saturation time of 20 minutes. So this treatment does have a 20-minute saturation time. Right, I'm going to work that in. This is really kind of an easy way of really making sure that you're moving that product throughout. That muru butter, which is a great ingredient in this treatment, is allowing that treatment to be able to spread on that hair and be able to get that treatment throughout the hair very easily and very fast. And that's it. So what we're going to do now is finish the whole head. And then we're not going to cap. What we're going to do is allow this hair to sit at natural fall. But there is a tip right now that I could show you if you're looking for maybe a little bit of extra texture reduction during the application. What you're going to do is, as you're combing, once you get that application or treatment distributed through, what you can do is use the back of your comb and actually apply a little bit of pressure to elongate that treatment saturated hair, to allow that hair to sit more in a flat fashion during the saturation time. That is right. That is another reason why we don't use a cap. We really want kind of that gravity and that hair to be able to kind of draw downward to be able to get the maximum texture reduction that you can out of KCRIO. So using the back of the comb, elongate that texture or curl, putting a little bit of pressure on the hair, allowing that treatment to saturate and be able to saturate for 20 minutes before we go into the next step. So we're done with the 20-minute saturation time. So the next step is we're actually going to blow dry this treatment into the hair. Very easy, very fast. You want to wear gloves. Once the treatment is still damp in the hair, we do want to use gloves to allow that treatment to stay on the hair and not be transferred onto your hands. You're going to do an 80% blow dry with your fingers to remove a lot of that excess moisture, and then go in with a vent brush to blow dry the hair 100%. Another key in the blow drying portion of this treatment, when you're really kind of blow drying that treatment in, what you want to focus on in the blow dry, especially with the vent brush, is to get the hair into a straight fashion prior to the next step, which is the iron phase. When we're looking at elongating the curl or texture of the hair, we want the iron work to really kind of solidify the new shape and not have to create the new shape. So during the blow dry, and this is a great tip for all of our treatments, is during the blow dry, what I like to do and what I really kind of let people know is utilize that blow dry to really put yourself up for success in the next step, which is the iron phase. Because the more texture you're able to remove during the blow dry, during the iron phase, now the iron is allowed to work in what it is meant to work on during a treatment, is really establishing that new shape, realigning that shape of the hair into a straighter fashion, and you're going to notice that you're going to get better results because of that. Do not let the iron do all the straightening in keratin complex treatments. Focus a little bit more on your blow dry to get the best results every single time. All right, the next step is the actual ironing of the hair for the treatment. It's really kind of reestablishing, sealing that treatment into the hair and really kind of realigning the hair into a new shape prior to the next step, which is actually the rinse. But what we're going to do is we're going to take 1/4 inch subsections on average density hair. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on getting the right amount of passes and the right amount of heat for the type of hair that you're working on. 360 to 380 is going to be for your fine haired clients. 380 to 400 is going to be for your medium haired clients. And then 400 to 420 is going to be for your coarse, resistant, or natural hair. So that gives you kind of a guideline of where to start with your temperatures. This treatment number of passes, once you get the temperature correct, now you're going to work off the amount of passes. So with finer hair, you're going to work on that 6 to 8 passes. When you're looking at medium hair, you're going to look at that 8 to 10 passes. And then when you're looking at coarse resistant hair, you're looking at that 10 to 12 passes. All of this will be found in our KCRIO protocol manuals and be able to kind of start you off on the right foot and choosing the correct temperature for the correct hair that you're working on. With this model, we are working off a temperature of 400. And what I'm going to do is really kind of focus on getting that ultimate smoothness, that sleekness factor of KCRIO. So we're going to work off about, let's do about 10 passes with this demonstration. So I'm going to start my temperature up near the scalp. I'm just going to kind of just hover that heat there just for a second, and then bring that iron all the way out, and then I'm going to continue that. I really want to see or start to see that elongation of the hair happening, that locking of that shape. And we're going to do 8 from scalp all the way to the ends, and then 10, 9, 10. Now remember, I'm not really looking for a finished product at this point. I really just need to get the hair in a straight fashion to really kind of let the treatment work from the inside out and let the iron achieve that type of elongation on that hair texture. So next step, we're going to take another 1/2 inch. And remember, this temperature and passes is really about customization to the actual type of hair that you're working on with the results that you're looking for. And what we're really kind of focusing on is getting that iron pass from scalp all the way to the ends every single time. And 10. So like I said, I'm not really worried about how it's, kind of laying at this point, because the next step after you finish the ironing throughout the whole head is to actually thoroughly rinse this treatment out. So the next step is actually step 3 of our KCRIO treatment protocol, which is our KCRIO reconstruction mask. All right, this is really about sealing that cuticle down around that newly formed shape. Really that kind of, it's not a permanent straightening, it's really about just elongating that hair to give them up to 3 months of that sleek, ultimate smooth finish and really kind of giving them a little bit more of that texture reduction or curl reduction that your client is looking for. So next step, I will be rinsing thoroughly. Now, what does rinsing thoroughly mean? It means that I'm going to rinse until I do not feel any treatment residue within the hair. So what you're going to do is start rinsing out and just start feeling the hair. We're going to definitely make sure that we remove the treatment from the scalp area or around the face or the neck area. We're just going to completely rinse out. A lot of times, average, it's going to be about maybe 2 minutes of rinsing just to really make sure that everything is completely out. The minute that rinse is done, what you're going to do is come in and towel dry and then apply the reconstruction mask, starting at the mid shafts and ends and working your way all the way to the scalp area. We do want the reconstruction mask to go from scalp all the way to the ends, but of course we know our mid shafts and ends need a little bit of extra conditioning, a little extra of that mask to make sure that it is closed or that cuticle is correctly closed around the treatment during this. Average timing of the mask sitting on the whole head, so by the time I'm done applying the mask throughout, it's 5 to 10 minutes. So what I like to say is 5 minutes is going to be for your finer or medium textured or density clients, and then coarse resistant or maybe a little bit more of your over processed or things like that might need up to 10 minutes to make sure that they get that hydration and that correct seal around the hair to really kind of give that hair that final finish. Because the minute you're done with the mask, after that 5 to 10 minutes, you're rinsing completely out. The treatment is complete. It's same day style, 0 downtime, so that client can be styled however they would like to be styled that day and leave the salon in the style that they love. And so the minute that rinse of that mask is done, KCRIO treatment is complete. And so they're able to now be able to be put into a style that they're going to love their hair right out of the salon and be able to now have 0 downtime, meaning if they need to pin it up, if they want to, wash the next day, things like that. These are all open to your client to be able to live this treatment. The minute they leave the salon, they're able to wear their hair, feel their hair, live their hair however they want with KCRIO Restorative Treatment System. Right? That's what this is. The KCRIO Restorative Keratin System, 3-part, really kind of focusing on that spray application, which is going to kind of really get that product right where it needs to go. And you're able to pick this up and go right into the treatment during that application. Super easy, super quick. So give your client that ultimate smooth, that sleekness, that smoothness, that maximum shine that they're going to get out of KCRIO, and offer it to them today to give them that beautiful result.